Alright, back-to-back ChatGPT tier list videos. Today we got most balanced versus most broken tier list challenge. Rank killers, survivor perks, items or even maps on a scale from most balanced to most broken based on your experience and community reputation. Alright, so I've decided to do this one mainly on killers. So first things first, we got Trapper. Trapper, he isn't a broken killer at the end of the day. Even if he uses double ultra rare add-ons, he can be a very annoying, but he's not going to be broken, so he's going to go up there in most balanced. Next up, we got Wraith. Very similar to Trapper here. This guy is, if not the most balanced killer in the game, in my opinion. He's just going to go straight up there next to Trapper. Moving on, we got Billy Boy. Again, very similar to Wraith. This guy is as well as one of the best balanced killers in the game. No one hates going against the Billy at all. So most balanced is where this guy is going to go. Next up, we got Nurse. Moving on, we got Myers. If we're not including Scratch Mirror Myers or Burger King Myers or even just Tombstone Myers or Infinite Tier 3 Myers in general, he's overall a decent killer. He isn't broken, so decent is where he's going to go. Next up, we got Hag. Next up, we got Doctor. Now, Doctor is a little bit more complicated to rate just because it really depends on what add-ons or builds you're using on this guy. But I think overall, in general, it's kind of similar to Myers here in terms of balanced or broken wise. So decent is where he's going to go. Moving on, we got Huntress. Now Huntress, it really depends on who's playing her. There are a lot of good Huntress mains out there that do like insanely good snipes, but then again, that's just not the killer itself, that's the player. However, it depends as well on what add-ons you're using with her. If you're using, I say, Iridescent Head, that can be a little bit busted, but then again, that's just the add-on, not the killer. So I guess decent is where she's going to go. Moving on, we got Bubba. If you're going to be, I guess, camping with this guy in a bit, he can be a little bit busted considering the fact that his chainsaw can down multiple survivors at once. So it really depends on your playstyle with Bubba. But all around, I guess he's okay. He's not too busted in my opinion, so decent is where he's going to go. Next up, we got Freddy. Now Freddy, with his I guess most recent changes, he is really that balanced of a killer in my opinion, but he isn't busted as well. He's okay, I guess, very average type killer, so decent is where he's going to go. Next up, we got Pig.
Nice.
Moving on, we got Clown. This guy is a little bit more complicated to rate than some of the other killers, just cause a good clown can easily win against even a good squad of survivor friends. It just really depends on the clown's build and playstyle as well as the player playing him. So I guess decent is where he's going to go. Next up, we got Spirit.
Okay.
Moving on, we got Legion. Now realistically here, in my opinion, Legion isn't broken at all. Balanced wise, a little bit on the average side of things. Then again, Legion's playstyle changes depending on the player. So decent is where he is going to go. Moving on, we got the Plague. Now for Plague, there's a lot of things to consider here. It really depends on who's playing her. If you're good with Plague and you know how to utilize her power well and you're using good builds with her, you're most likely going to find the skill a little bit busted. Just cause her power, well, it's pretty easy to use her power. You just shake your mouse left, right and center and you will most likely get a survivor. So based off on that, I will put her up there next to Nurse and Spirit. Moving on, we got Ghostface. Now Ghostface isn't busted, he isn't the most balanced killer in the game, far from it, but I think he is alright. He's similar to Myers here in a lot of factors, so decent is where he is going to go. Moving on, we got Demo. Then for me, I really find this guy busted, to be honest. He's quite okay, so he's going to go up there in most balanced. Moving on, we got Oni. Oni here, realistically, is quite of a little of a broken killer in some ways. If you're going against a very good Oni, one that knows what he's doing, he has good builds, he has good add-ons and stuff, and one that actually knows how to use his power quite well, you're not going to like that game. So I'm going to put him up there next to Plague, Spirit, and Nurse. Moving on, we got Deslinger. Deslinger here is quite similar to Huntress in a way. If you know how to aim well and you know how to use his harpoon, you won't really struggle with this guy. So I guess decent is where he is going to go. Moving on, we got Pyramid. Pyramid can be slightly busted in some areas, but at the same time not. It really depends on who's playing him, frankly, and the build the player is using. So he's going to go up there in decent here. Moving on, we got Bleed. Now for Bleed, there's two factors here that I really would like to consider. For a good Blight that knows how to hug text, knows how to wall text, it's quite busted. I would say that's quite annoying to go against a good Bleed, to be fair. But at the same time, not many people mind going against him just because like it takes quite skill to play this guy. But in certain areas as well, I wouldn't consider him balanced. So realistically, there's two factors, two sides you can go off here. For me, realistically, originally I was going to put him up there in most broken, but I don't really think that would be fair on some like Bleed players. So I guess decent is where he is going to go. Moving on, we got the Twins. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say Twins is a very annoying killer to go against in my opinion. Don't really like this killer that much, but all around, I do think she's okay. She's not in the balanced or the most broken tier for sure. So decent is where she is going to go. Moving on, we got Trickster. Trickster is not really a balanced killer at all. Now, I know people will disagree with me here on heavily with that one, but in my opinion, with his power, like with the main event, it's really just you spamming knives and just aiming at the survivor. So it's kind of busted if we're just saying only his main event, but the killer wise itself, even just the knives, it's kind of hard to be bad with him. It's just you spamming knives, that's pretty much it. So I know some people are going to disagree here with me, but I am going to put him up there in most broken. Moving on, we got Nemesis. Definitely not a broken killer at all. I will say there's a lot of good people out there that know how to play Nemesis quite well. For me personally, I'm not the best with this killer. I haven't played him in quite a while, but all around I think he's alright. So decent is where he is going to go. Moving on, we got Pinhead. Now for Pinhead, there's multiple different ways you can see him. Realistically here, some people will say he's just broken mainly because of his chains. They're just quite annoying to traverse, especially during chase, can be slightly busted. But that being said, if you see some killers that there are in most broken, you would most likely think twice about this guy in some certain ways. And he does have some decent, I guess, voice lines. He probably has like the best voice lines in the game for me. There's a lot of memes on him. So I guess based on that, I will put him up there in decent here. Moving on, we got the Artist. The Artist, I do feel like she belongs in the most broken tier, just because of the fact that a very good artist that knows how to place her crows well can be slightly difficult to maneuver around. So I'm going to put her straight up there in most broken. Moving on, we got the Unreal. Now the Unreal, for me personally, I don't really think she's that busted of a killer, but I also don't think she's balanced at all. She's very similar to Spirit here, the fact that she can, I guess, go invisible for certain seconds and then be visible again can be a little bit frustrating for some people. So I will put her up there in decent here. Moving on, we got the Dredge. Now, for me, this guy, I don't really see him as a broken killer at all. I think he's fairly average. His power is alright. I mean, it's not the greatest in the game, but it's not the worst either. So, decent tier is where he is going to go. Moving on, we got Wesker. Moving on, we got the Knight. Now, for me personally, I really just hate this killer. The fact that he can just put one of his, I guess, knights chasing you while he's chasing you as well. You're kind of just going against a 2v1 at that rate. For me, it's just very annoying. I do see him as a very busted killer. I know some people will think otherwise, but for me personally, I'm going to have to put him up there in most broken. Next up, we got the Skull Merchant. Now, for me, Percy Skull Merchant as well, I don't really find her nice to go against. But although she's an annoying killer to face, I don't really think she's that broken of a killer. So, decent tier is where she is going to go. Moving on, we got Singularity. Now, for some people, they will put this guy in most broken, mainly because of the fact that when you're affected by his pods, he can just teleport to you, and he's immune to like pallet stuns. He can fast vault windows, he can fast break pallets. But I don't really think that's the case here. For me, personally, I have gone against multiple Singularities. Some that know how to play him, some that had absolutely no clue how to play him whatsoever. So I guess he's going to go up there in decent tier. Moving on, we got Xenomorph. I actually think she's quite a decently balanced killer. She's not the most balanced killer in the game, but I think she's basically almost there. She's very similar to Demo here in a way, so I guess I will put her up there as most balanced. Moving on, we got Chucky. Moving on, we got the Unknown. Now, for this guy, if you know well how to use his power, if you know, like, if you have good aim with him, similar to Huntress here, you're going to be okay with him. I don't really see him as the most broken killer in the game. Far from it. So, decent tier is where he is going to go. Next up, we got Vecna. Now, in certain scenarios, Vecna can be very much seen as a very busted killer. However, this is not always the case. If you're going against a very good Vecna that knows how to utilize all of his abilities at once. However, not many people nowadays do know how to utilize all of his abilities. So, I guess he's going to be up there in decent tier. Moving on, we got Dracula. Moving on, we got the Hound Master. Realistically here, for this killer, she isn't the most broken at all, far from it. But I do think she's very close to being one of the most balanced in the game. She is annoying to face, but that really doesn't have anything to do with this. So for now, in decent tier is where she is going to go. Moving on, we got the Goal. Last but not least, we got Springtrap himself. Now, for me personally, I actually really see him as a very decently balanced killer, to be honest. He isn't OP, he isn't bad or anything like that. He's just overall very balanced. You're not gonna hate going against him. So I'm going to put him up there in most balanced. But anyways, that has been my ChatGPT most broken versus most balanced killer tier list challenge. Some of you are going to agree with my choices, some of you are going to disagree quite heavily here. But that is fine, everyone has their own opinion, which is perfectly okay. But anyways, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night, guys.